You ever been in a situation where someone just disappeared? No conversation, explanation, no real ending, just silence. And you left there sitting thinking, wait, what just happened? You replay everything, every conversation, every moment. You start asking yourself questions like, did I miss something? Did I say something wrong? Was any of this even real? And if we're being honest, sometimes the mind goes somewhere else. You start getting a little angry. You start saying things in your head like, wow, the audacity. You couldn't even say anything. You couldn't even communicate. And then another voice shows up. The voice that tries to remind you who you are. The voice that says, I know who I am. And the energy I bring into people's lives, I know I am that person. And even if that voice, the silence still sits there because the truth is, when someone disappears without saying anything, it can feel disrespectful. It can feel confusing. Sometimes it can feel like you were left holding the story and never got a proper ending. Now, here's a deeper question. Have you ever been on both sides of that experience? Have you ever been the one left wandering? And have you ever been the one who quietly pulled away from someone because you didn't know how to say what needed to be said? Because sometimes people ghost, not because they're cruel. They ghost because they're uncomfortable. They don't know how to have difficult conversations. Because they don't know how to say, this isn't working for me. And sometimes it's easy for them to disappear and it is from the face the moment honestly. But that silence can leave the other person carrying weight of confusion, carrying weight of questions, trying to create closure where none was given. And that's where something important has to happen. At some point, we have to decide that our peace cannot depend on someone else's explaining themselves. Because sometimes the explanation never comes. Sometimes the silence is the answer. And that doesn't mean experience doesn't matter. It doesn't mean the connection wasn't real. It simply means an ending didn't happen in the way we hoped it would. And yes, that hurts. But someone's inability to communicate does not erase your worth. It does not erase the energy you bring into this world, and it certainly does not determine your future relationships. Sometimes the real closure comes when we stop choosing explanations and start choosing ourselves again. When we say, okay, that chapter ended the way it ended. And instead of letting silence break it down, we gotta remind us of something that the people who are meant to stay in our lives will not disappear without a word. They will communicate. They will respect the connection. They will meet up with the same honesty we bring to the same table. And until those people show up, we continue knowing one thing. Someone else's silence does not define your value. This is a vibe check.